Well, hello, family. We're so glad you dropped by the At Home Kitchen today. It's always good when the family gets together, always. You know, if you have a lot of family around you, you're blessed. Some don't, and you're blessed also, but in a different way. Because, you know, I always refer to you as my family because family is important. Everybody wants to belong to somebody because it makes you feel loved and cared for. I always want you to know that you're part of the at-home family, and we do. Our crew, the ministry, Paul and I, we really care about you and care what happens to you and what's going on in your life. And family is big when you have a business. Now, my special guest, and you've seen him before and you love when he's here and you always want to know when he's coming back, Jerry Countouris from Drew's Restaurant in the Forest Hills area, suburb of Pittsburgh. When he comes, he brings the best recipes and brings a ton of food. And the crew are very, very happy, needless to say. But you know what? It's a family business. They started 30 plus years ago, and his dad worked very hard. And then the boys came up in the business, and then they caught the vision for the business and their families. And you know what? There's nothing like deep roots in a family business. And if you've never had the experience of eating there, you definitely want to put that on your to-do list because it's easy access right off the parkway, and you get there, you're just a couple of blocks down the road from there. It's a big sign standing up there saying, come on in, fresh pies, fresh cake, fresh everything. The service is great. The food is knock down, drag out. You will want to go back all the time. And I'm telling you, that's why I have him here. Jerry Countouris is here, and today, because the weather's a bit on the nippy side, we're going to do some soups. He's making two of his favorite and restaurant family favorites soups today. One is a lima bean soup, and the other is a cream of potato with bacon. Hello. But you know what? We're going to take a time to see our at-home hint first. So before we do, come back with Jerry. We're going to do our hint, and then we'll get it started right here in the at-home kitchen. Here's today's at-home hint. Anytime you are using raw onions in a salsa and you're not going to eat the salsa in the next 20 minutes or so, be sure to rinse the diced onions under cold water first, then blot dry. This will rid them of sulfuric acid that will ruin the fresh salsa.
For updates, pictures, stories, and more, like us on Facebook. To watch hundreds of classic episodes, subscribe to us on YouTube. And to get hundreds of free recipes, visit ctvn.org/athome.
Well, here he is, Jerry Countouris from Drew's. Jerry, I'm so glad to see you.
Nice to see you and nice to be here.
You know what, it's always a joy. That smile, it never stops. He's always got that on his face, and he's just as nice as you see him here. That's the way he always is. Anytime you go to the restaurant, he's there. He's a nice guy. Now, I don't know what goes on in the kitchen, but outside it's good. No, I know you're a good guy. So, how's the business going? Good?
Doing very well,
Family's all doing well?
Everybody's great.
The girls are in school?
Oh, they're done. They graduated already.
Yeah, but one's in Greece, isn't she?
She's probably back by now.
Right now, okay. Oh, that's right. She did her thing there. That's right. I tell you, he's got talent in his family, his wonderful wife, and life just goes on, and you keep cooking.
Yeah, I do.
What are you going to make?
Today we're going to make lima bean soup, and we're going to make cream of potato with cheddar and bacon bits.
Okay, now, Jerry, I'm going to tell you, lima beans are not my favorite.
Well, it doesn't matter. What we're going to do here,
okay, it doesn't matter.
We're going to use limas today.
Okay.
But the same basic soup can make any of your bean soups. So you'll be able to make split pea, navy bean, lentil, and black bean with the same recipe.
Okay, so, all right, I got you. So when it just comes to the beans, you would just add a different kind of bean or adjust maybe your broths and stuff a little bit?
Right, that's all.
Cool, okay, let's get started.
Okay, first we've got the olive oil heating up here in the pan, and we're going to add the garlic.
How much garlic is there? A lot, huh?
There's a lot of garlic. Garlic is what really makes the bean soups...
they don't have a lot of flavor, huh?
No, no. And this is going to be vegetarian.
Oh, okay.
So, and we want to cook the garlic until it's clarified and gets soaked into the olive oil.
Okay.
very important.
But you don't want it to burn.
No, not at all.
Because when you get burnt garlic, it's all over. You may as well
Right.
start all over again.
So then, once that happens, and you can see that the garlic has fluffed up.
Oh, yeah, good.
It's fluffed up. Then we'll add the onions.
Okay.
And once the onions and garlic are cooking there, I'm going to chop up some of the celery.
Okay.
Now, when I do the celery, I use the leaves and the stalks.
Good.
All right, because there's a lot of flavor in the leaves. So we're going to go all the way with all of...
And it doesn't have to be real fine.
no, not at all. This will all cook down,
Right.
and it'll all cook down real nicely.
Now, that was like one large onion you put in there, you think?
One whole large onion.
Chopped.
Chopped,
Fine, okay.
and it's sautéing.
Smells good. What's would not smell good about onions and garlic
Well,
and olive oil?
Obviously, yeah, right. And
Yum.
so that's the onions are clarifying.
Okay.
Let me make sure the heat's up. There
Now,
we
when
go.
you say clarifying, that means they're getting clear.
They're getting clear,
Clear,
right.
okay.
And once they clear up a little bit,
Okay.
then we'll add the rest of the vegetables.
Okay. So that does a couple minutes there. And,
Right.
Okay.
We're good. The onions clean. This was pretty hot, so
Sure.
we're going to put the celery in.
Okay. Boy, that smell is so incredible. You know it's going to be good. No, Jerry, if you didn't want this to be a vegetarian, could you flavor that with some pork or ham hock?
Absolutely. What you could do is when you had the garlic in with the olive oil, you could put, let's say, a big ham hock or a big
pork
piece
chops or something?
a pork chop in there, or a piece of chicken,
Oh,
or
oh.
half a chicken if you want.
Chicken.
Because you can use chicken also with this. It makes a completely different flavor.
yeah.
Right.
Now, see, automatically,
And
my
the
mind...
carrots are going in.
Okay.
So,
That's about a cup of carrots, right?
right.
Everything about a cup.
That's about a whole big carrot
Yeah.
chopped up.
Yeah.
And
And you want to make them all basically the same size so they cook evenly, right?
correct.
Like you don't want a big piece and a little piece and a sliver.
No,
Yeah.
no. So we've got this sautéing.
Okay. I know you have to keep adjusting the stove.
Well, I know. I wanted to just to make sure I've got it on its highest level.
So it's cranking, yeah.
right.
Now this is going to make a lot of soup, huh?
This will make a good amount of soup. Absolutely. Yeah. This will be enough for at least 5 people and maybe some lunch the next day.
Yeah, I would think. But you know what? Also, people say, "Oh, that's too much to make." You know, why would I want to make that? Well, why not get some containers, have it for supper, maybe the next day, and then put the rest in containers and throw them in the freezer.
Exactly. You can.
I mean, it saves you when you're in a hurry, coming home late from work, and boom, get that out, and you've got dinner.
Right. Right. Now, what I'm going to do now is the vegetables have sautéed down a little bit.
Okay.
But I haven't sautéed them all the way because I want to add the beans and sauté the beans with the vegetables.
You're going to saute, okay.
So they're going to go in also
Okay.
right now. And we'll add the beans in.
Cool. I
And
never
we're gonna-
heard of sauteing the beans in with that.
Well,
Does
what-
that just add more flavor to them?
That's exactly what happens. Most people like to soak the beans the night before. And what ends up happening, they become waterlogged. And
Flavor's gone, huh?
you got it.
Then
Or-
you just have a mushy bean, a soft bean.
And right now what's happening is the heat is getting to the bean and it's absorbing the olive oil and all the vegetables and the garlic
The
flavors.
smell, yeah.
And because we're making this vegetarian based, that's why you want to do
Sure.
it, maximize all the flavors you can.
Okay. That's great. Oh, it smells wonderful. Now I see you have, what's that, salt and pepper there you still have?
The salt and pepper we'll put in at
Last.
the end for taste. What I have here is the chopped tomatoes, and this is a vegetable stock that I cooked last night. I took some onions and
Celery.
well, the onions first, and I had butter and
You browned them.
I browned them. You can brown them in olive oil too, and you brown them. You make sure that they're really brown. Okay. You don't want to lightly cook them. You
No,
want
then
them.
you need to render that flavor out of there.
Absolutely. And then you throw in everything and you let it cook
Cook.
for maybe
Forever.
4 or 5 hours. And
But
you'll
look
start
what
with
you
a lot of
get.
water, and it'll reduce, and you'll have a really tremendous amount of flavor in here.
Okay, we only have about 2 minutes here.
Well, now that we've done that, we'll add the tomatoes in.
Okay.
And we'll stir that up a little bit.
Boy, that's a nice thick base. Oh, look at that. Yum. Wow, is that, see, I don't think of beans soup looking like that. Usually I see navy bean soup. You know what it looks like? Just beans in some kind of a cream-colored.
We'll add our
thickener.
stock.
Okay. Oh, look at the thickness in that bottom, too.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we will let it cook.
Just let it cook.
And it'll cook for about an hour.
An hour. And those beans will puff up and get soft?
Right. You'll see them puff up and get soft. And you might have to add a little bit of water, depending on how much water the beans have absorbed. Yeah. And again, we'll add the salt and pepper to taste. I'll add a little pepper from now.
Yeah.
And my base, that I made has salt in it. I salted the vegetables when I
oh yeah, you'd have to do that
when I boiled them last night. Yeah. And so we'll just let this cook now, and in a little bit we'll check it out.
All right. So soup number 1 done. That lima, baby lima bean soup, and number 2 is the cream of potato. Stick with this. We'll be back in just a minute.
If you love At Home with Arlene Williams, then subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have hundreds of episodes with all your favorite recipes, holidays, and friends.
Say hi to your fan club.
Hi, fan club.
And don't forget to click the bell so you'll never miss another episode of At Home.
Well, if you just joined us, Jerry Countouris from Drew's Restaurant in Forest Hills is here, and he's already made one delicious pot of soup. I had a taste. Oh, my goodness. Jerry, that's awesome. That flavor is incredible. Now he's going to do the cream of potato with cheddar and bacon bits. Go ahead, buddy.
All righty.
It's all yours.
What we've got is our little bit of butter in here, and we're going to throw our onions in here, and we're going to cook the onions. They're really chopped finely. I can't, because you don't want the onions to be a real big part of the soup, predominant in the soup.
That's just adding a little flavor.
Right, exactly. Just adding some beginning flavor. And now we'll saute those.
Okay.
And I want to make sure I've got this fire up high here. Again,
that's
there it goes.
This stove is really a challenge to everybody that comes.
Well, I've got this all high. Now we'll cook those till they clarify. And then what we've got here is we've got our potatoes with some water.
How many potatoes about?
And I got about maybe 4 or 5 potatoes.
Any particular kind of potato?
I have Idahos here, but
Russets?
You can use whatever you like. The Idahos seem to hold together better under the heat.
So the other ones would be breaking apart.
They break apart a little easier.
Okay.
And then what I have here is I have high quality chicken base. Now you can do it again like we did the other soup. You can use just a vegetable base if you wish. But in
that
this one I'm adding chicken base, right.
Well, you know why, too, I think. Potato doesn't have a strong flavor in itself.
Right.
It stands up with other flavors, so you need to add some things. I always do mine in chicken broth,
now,
always.
Our onions have pretty much cleared up. They've clarified pretty nicely.
Very nice, okay.
All right, so I'm going to add all of this in here.
Wow.
And I'm going to let that all come to a boil.
Okay. Now, just for our folks at home, we put those in the microwave to get them started so that it wouldn't take such a long process when it comes to boiling them, to bringing them up to where he can go ahead and thicken and add other things. So that's a good idea if you're in a hurry.
Right.
Instead of waiting, you know. That's a good idea.
So I'm bringing this, I added the chicken base to it. I've stirred it up a little bit. Now I'm bringing that up to a boil.
Okay.
What I have over here heating already is our warm milk. I've taken a 1/4 stick of butter, and I'm going to make our roux.
Oh, okay.
And so I'll add the flour in.
How much flour is that? Couple tablespoons?
More than a couple tablespoons, almost a cup of flour.
Oh, a cup of flour, okay.
Okay.
Into a stick of butter?
Into a stick of butter, right.
Okay.
And I'm going to make our roux here.
Now, explain for everybody that doesn't know, what's a roux?
A roux is a thickening agent for this, and it's
for cream
things. Mm-hmm. And so you add the flour, and you have to let it cook. A lot of people
they don't.
They don't.
It tastes like flour.
Right, and they'll just add the flour and to the melted butter and let it go. And that's not the right way to do it. You really need to let it cook. Also, I wanted to mention that this cream soup is a good base for a lot of other cream soups. So instead of having potatoes in our water here. We can add, saute some broccoli and then add water, or mushrooms, or
cauliflower. Yeah, any of that. How about a chicken? Could you do cream of chicken soup?
Absolutely, the same way. And what you would add is the chicken and the rice. And so you could do a cream of chicken rice, which is really delicious.
Oh, yeah,
Sure.
definitely. How about a cream of Brussels sprouts?
Oh, yes. Oh, that's
Now,
really
what
delicious.
else do you put with the Brussels sprouts to
nothing.
make the flavor?
I wouldn't
Would you do
change.
cheese in it?
You can if you wish, but when I normally do it, I do it just like this, and you'll see my little secret ingredient later on.
Okay.
But my roux is starting to brown, and it's cooking.
And you want it to brown a little bit.
Right. My milk is hot.
Yeah, it's real hot there.
And so what we're going to do is we're going to add the milk.
Now, even though the potatoes would not be colored done, you still go ahead and add the milk.
No, we're still going to add
Okay.
this milk in, okay?
That's like a half a gallon of milk, so this is making a nice big pot
Right,
full.
so we've got a big pot of soup
yeah.
happening here.
Well, he knew he was coming to our kitchen, and he knew that he needed a lot of soup, because our crew likes to eat, that's for sure.
Now we can see our other soup here is boiling away,
Yeah,
and which is a really good thing. You want to stir it every so often.
right. And those beans will get softer and softer as they cook longer and longer.
Sure, yep.
Okay.
You can see them absorbing.
Oh, it's changing already. Yeah,
They're changing
definitely.
already. So.
Good. So that goes about an hour. So say we've got about 45 more minutes on that one.
Right, oh yeah.
Well, by then
Now-
they will really
now
have cooked well.
Our roux is cooked. We're going to add that to this mixture.
Just dump it in all at once?
Right.
Okay. And you have to stir like crazy because you don't want that sitting at the bottom of your pan, do you?
No, and the potatoes help mix things up, so that's
The
a
starch
good
of
thing.
that thickens it up too, doesn't it?
It will,
Yeah.
because this is going to have to cook a little bit after we're done here.
See, that's the reason why I like the russets, because like when I make it, I've made this before for my family, and even on the show I think I've made it too. The russets have more starch, I think, to them, so they render the starch out. And I like to thicken it. I thicken mine too, but I think that that helps to thicken it up even more.
Now this will start to thicken up as it gets warmer and hotter. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add our cheese.
This is sharp, super sharp cheddar cheese, right?
Right.
Oh my. Oh my. Is that about 2 cups?
Yes.
2 cups. Oh. Jerry, you have to know. My tongue is not functioning well because I want some of the soup. This is one of my favorites.
These are fresh bacon bits.
Yeah, we don't want anything in the
So
jar.
we're going to throw them in there too.
Cheese.
Okay.
Oh my.
You see how the cheese is melting?
Oh, yeah.
And this is all going to start thickening
All
up right now.
comes together, doesn't it?
This is my secret ingredient.
Okay.
Granulated garlic.
Really?
Yes.
What about a teaspoon?
About a teaspoonful, and that's all you'll put in.
Oh, and you do it now.
You do it now.
Oh my goodness.
And another teaspoonful of white pepper.
Okay, the white pepper. Yeah, you don't want the dark in that.
No. And so you'll put that all in
Do
there.
you think white pepper tastes different than dark pepper?
Yes, I think it has a lot more bite to it.
I think so too.
So I'll bring this up to a boil.
Oh my. Oh, it's beautiful. And you also, Jerry, how about showing us what else you made to serve with this?
Sure.
And we're going to pop those in the oven. We're not going to show you how to make them, but we want you to see it. Okay?
I made some nice bruschetta.
Look at that. Tell us how to make them.
And what I did was I took some fresh tomatoes.
Okay.
And really ripe.
Oh.
They want to be really ripe.
Yeah.
I diced those with some fresh basil.
Now wait, what is this bread?
It's Mancini's bread.
Of course.
You know.
Pittsburgh Mancini's is synonymous with great.
I swipe it with olive oil, fresh olive oil, and then fresh garlic spread, just a little bit on top, and then I put that on top, and the white cheese is feta cheese.
Feta cheese, of course it is.
So I'm putting a little Greek flair
Absolutely.
to an Italian dish.
Absolutely. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? I love it because I like feta. I use the feta or the blue cheese crumbles when I make salads or
Sure.
anything, just to give it a different flavor, different taste. But these go in the oven for how long?
I'll put them in 300 degrees until they're done. It's probably going to take a while, at least 15 minutes.
Okay, so does that feta get...
Oh, it'll all melt. It'll all meld together. The
Okay.
bread will be crunchy.
Okay, he's putting these in the oven. When we come back, we're going to be in the dining room, and we're going to show you all that we made today. You don't want to miss it. Here's how you can get the recipes you saw today and the whole month's recipes.
To get all the recipes from today's show, plus hundreds of others, Just click the link in the video description or visit our website, ctvn.org/at-home.
Oh my, Jerry, look at this table. This is soup fit for a king and a queen. And I tell you, I'm excited, and I want you to, would you serve some of that bean soup? Show us how you do that.
Well, we'll serve the bean soup. And in Greece, of course, we like our olive oil.
Sure.
So we'll put the soup into the bowl, and then we'll drizzle a little bit of olive oil on top for some flavor.
Oh,
and then
that
you can
adds to it, huh?
dip your bread into it. It's really wonderful.
Okay, and I'm going to serve, look at that. There's our cream of potato. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. I tell you what, the smell in here, if your kids, if they don't like soup, they're going to love it after this. And if you don't make homemade soup because you think it's hard, you saw it today. It's not hard. It really isn't hard. There you are, Jer. That's yours.
Thank
Can
you.
I have my soup?
Oh, sure.
And tell us about the bruschetta.
Well, the bruschetta was pretty easy to make. We used good Mancini bread and good tomatoes with fresh basil. And, of course, I added the feta cheese on top.
But of course, it wouldn't be a Greek dish without the feta cheese. You mind my fingers here?
Please. Thank you.
Ah, yes.
Ah, it looks great.
Delicious.
Huh?
I'm telling you. And then we just added some cornbread down there because some people like cornbread with their bean soup. Options. This is great. This would be a great winter's meal. Be a great, how about on a Saturday? Just make a bunch of these for all week long. I tell you, it's great. Thanks, Jerry. Lord bless you. Thank you. It's so good, family, when you're with us. Be sure to join us the next time because it just wouldn't be the same without you. We'll see you then.
Food provided by Jordan Banana Company, wholesalers of fresh fruit and vegetables in Trevosburg, Pennsylvania.
Don't forget to click the subscribe button so you'll never miss another episode of At Home.
Cornerstone Television wishes to thank all our faithful viewers whose consistent prayers and financial support have made this program possible.